How about this one, Ian Rappaport came out of nowhere. Mark Ingram has been suspended. What do we know?
Yeah, Mark Ingram suspended for 4 games, the first 4 games of the 2018 season for violating the NFL's PED policy. Was a surprise to the public, but this is something Mark Ingram, of course, and his representatives have known for several weeks. The Saints may have shopped him, considering he's heading into the final year of his deal, does want a new contract, and they do want to focus on Alvin Kamara. But, of course, you can't really trade someone if they are facing a 4-game suspension. That is why Mark Ingram is still a member of the Saints at this point. There's more to this story as well. Ingram has not been around the facility in New Orleans. He is expected to stay away during conditioning, which he has been doing, and during OTAs as well. The likelihood is the next time the Saints will see him will be for mandatory minicamp. They were going to go in the direction of Alvin Kamara anyway, clearly going to be their featured guy on offense, but obviously Mark Ingram is a nice 1-2 punch for Kamara, and now they will not have him for the first 4 games of the season.
All right, Ian, I think Saints fans probably sit at home right now and say, when did they know, and did they know before the draft, and if so, would it have changed their draft?
They did know before the draft, although you never quite can tell if a player is going to win an appeal or not. He has been battling this. Ingram has for the last several weeks. Found out today that, in fact, he did not win his appeal. Hard to imagine the Saints really changing much, just knowing that Ingram was facing this, but their draft was what it was, and obviously it's not really going to be known for the running back they didn't take. Of course, it's going to be known for the pass rusher they jumped up and did take.
Mark Ingram, career-high 1,100-plus rushing yards last year, second to the NFL with 12 touchdowns on the ground, and overall the Saints were 5th in the league with Ingram and Kamara for rush yards per game at nearly 130 a game last year. Big blow. 4-game suspension to start the year for running back Mark Ingram. Kamara is dynamic. But, Steve, last year the most carries he had in a game was 12. The most touches from scrimmage he had in a game was 19.
If this were a different team, I would say probably yes. And then they're going to have some depth there. I mean, Alvin Kamara is not going to be the bell cow. However, Sean Payton is so creative in designing things in terms of whether he's got a receiving running back, kind of like Kamara is, or to do things offensively. Look, the burden may fall more on Drew Brees than it will on the running game. And so that's always a tough thing to stop. So, again, if it weren't the Saints, I would say this would be a significant blow. They're getting him back by the 5th game of the season. It's a blow. Now, let's not discount how good Mark Ingram is. I mean, he's a physical running back. He was very strong on the goal line. I don't think this necessarily triggers them going out and get somebody like DeMarco Murray, but maybe they have to find somebody, a veteran free agent player, or maybe there's a young player. No one thought at this point last year that Alvin Kamara was going to come in and do the things he did. So maybe there's like an undrafted free agent type player they have on their roster that they can get by with. Again, I think this shifts the onus more to Drew Brees than to Alvin Kamara to get this offense going in the first 4 games when they can finally settle things back when they get Ingram back on the field, Andrew.
Without Mark Ingram, the Saints open at home against the Bucs and the Browns, and then 2 games on the road, 1 at Atlanta and then 1 in New York against the Giants.